Resource assignments and scheduling errors in Microsoft Project can be a real problem, but they're not insurmountable if you ask the right questions and you know which views in Project can answer those questions for you. I've used a systematic and a repeatable 5-step method to assist me in that for years. This method answers 1. Who has the schedule problem? 2. How bad is that problem? 3. Where in the project timeline does the problem exist? 4. What is the cause of the problem? And last, what solutions are available? First, who has the schedule problem? Well, in the Gantt chart, you get your first hints that you have overallocations. Look for the Burning Man. That's what some people call this red indicator that you see in the indicators field. It looks like a little red man standing there. In the resource sheet, notice that some or all of the resources will be red. That red bold color indicates that project has already identified these as being the problematic resources and that they have schedule errors that you need to attend to. Second, how bad is the problem? Well, just because they're red doesn't mean that the problem is huge. We can see by the max units field, this is the field indicating how many or how much of a resource has been assigned. How much of that is over allocated, though, we don't know. So the max units field is telling you what you have, but not necessarily how many of the resources you need in order to keep your schedule. That's a field in Project called peak or peak units, and you get there and you can see it by going to your Add New Column drop down, pressing P on your keyboard, which brings you to that section in the list of fields. Choose peak, and now you can see exactly how many resources are required. Now, I already have that field up. Notice that there is 1 p.m. and 4 are required in the schedule. I have 5 in a team and I require 13 in my schedule. So this is a project that needs to be leveled. Leveling means that the peak units of resource never exceed the max units of resource. In other words, you're planning to capacity. Third question is, where in the project timeline does the problem exist? Well, that's what the resource graph is designed to show you. If you go to your View tab, go to Other Views, in the Resource Views, you'll see the resource graph available. Choose it, and Project will show you the amount of max units. Okay, there's the team. We have 5. And at the bottom, it will indicate for you what the peak units are. So here in this first time period, 13 are required. We only have 5. Any amount that's over allocated will be shown above the capacity line as red bar. So you can get a very clear indication of over and under and exactly on the allocation. Now, what's the cause of this over allocation? So what I like to do here is to put together a combination view that gives me a better indication of cause and effect, what is the problem, how severe it is, and so on. I'll go to my View tab. I'll make sure that I still have the resource graph view, but in my details, I'll turn on the split view, and in the bottom, I will look for what's called the detail Gantt. And if it's not in your list, go to More Views, and it will be the view immediately above the Gantt chart, the detail Gantt. And the reason I choose that is because it will show me the critical or non-critical tasks. Critical meaning can't be delayed, have to be done as planned. And for the non-critical tasks, it will show me how far the tasks can be delayed. So I can see in one fell swoop the over-allocation, the capacity, the amount that I have on hand, critical or non-critical, and which tasks then I can focus on for delaying if need be. What are the possible solutions? That's the fifth question. Well, in looking at this, a couple of things come to mind. One is, if you're only over allocated a small amount of time, you may want to do nothing. I wouldn't spend 5 to 10 hours trying to solve a 1-hour problem in a schedule. That's just not a good use of your time. Think reduce, not necessarily eliminate over allocation. If you can get close, then that's not bad. That's pretty good. That's the best you can do. So do nothing. Second, swap out the affected resource with someone that does have some availability in the time period. Or you could delay tasks until the resource is available. You can see here that since I can't delay my red task, that's this one I'm pointing to, but I can delay the first two that we see in the time period. And if I delay them beyond, we'll see this red area, this overallocation, shift to the right, and as it does so, hopefully we'll start to see that amount just reduce. That's the overallocation reducing. Again, think reduce, not necessarily eliminate. Project might get you close enough if you let it. You might want to try the leveling algorithm. But before you do that, save your file. Maybe even save it under another file name. And then in the Resource tab, on the right-hand side in the Level category here, the Level group, there are leveling options. Now, these are the options that Project provides you in its leveling algorithm. And it's here that you can actually get in, explore, maybe try to figure out what some of this can do for you or to you. And I mean that literally, for you or to you in Microsoft Project. This is the resource leveling algorithm and all that is available in leveling. Now, we'll look at this more deeply in the future. We'll look into more views in the future of how we can get into this resource assignment and leveling. And maybe we've got we'll develop some new views to help us identify and then solve this problem of overallocation. So good luck. I hope this was helpful.
There's more to know about Microsoft Project. Be sure to check out our other project tutorials on YouTube. For great training in project or project management, contact us at www.versatilecompany.com.